6. My name's Nicole Dyer. Do you remember what it was like to get your first paid job? What things did you write down on your resume? What was your interview like? In a moment, you are going to meet Elizabeth and her mum. Elizabeth is 23. She has won gold in gymnastics at the Special Olympic World Games in Berlin. And she's also living with Down syndrome. Her dream is to become a sporting coach, and a new university program being trialled at Griffith University could help make that wish come true. The Include ED program, which runs for 2 years, was created by sports physio Nick Marshall OAM.
The program is designed, I guess, to bridge the gap between school or other smaller programs that happen post-school and trying to find meaningful work. 2-year piece, the first year or the first block, we're looking to improve independence. And then the second block, we're looking to basically be work ready. And we sort of break each block into 4 subjects. And the first block, we talk about independent catching of transport or all sorts of public transport, whatever that sort of entails, tram or train, bus, but also talking about e-scooters and e-bikes, Uber, how you go about booking one, what it looks like to get in and out, and when you're on your own. Then we've also got preparing meals. We've got a self-advocacy subject, which we're calling communication, which is initially designed around just being able to talk about yourself, engage with people, but then that builds into the second year where we're talking about a job interview sort of scenario. And then we've got some pieces further to that around physical activity, making healthy choices, and then meal preparation.
How does this course then transition them into a job, work experience, and then a permanent paid position?
What we're looking to do, and because the program's held at Griffith University, we're looking to tap into the Griffith Uni alumni who have expressed enormous interest in this, as well as the Griffith University alumni program, to basically give opportunities for these students when we identify the areas that they'd be interested in, build them so that we can get public transport to wherever that workplace is. We can communicate enough to communicate to get a job interview. And then in that second year, we'll have an opportunity to experience some different workplace environments. The part of the program for me, or the added bonus, is that all of the teachings, although the program's been written by myself as a part of my sort of Churchill fellowship, is that all the lessons and all the learnings are coming from allied health students who are on their clinical placement. So, in their final year to be job ready and to get an opportunity to understand, I guess, the very real people that they will be working with when they complete their degree, they will be the ones that are running the program, teaching their discipline-specific areas. They're experts in those areas. I don't pretend to be an expert in social work or dietetics or nutrition. But the thing that I love the most is that they're the same age as our participants.
Why is that peer-to-peer learning so important?
My generation, we grew up, we had an old teacher that would be barking orders to us. And in hindsight, my old teacher was probably 40, so they weren't that old, but they appeared old. But it's difficult sometimes to learn off somebody who maybe hasn't shared the same life experiences, isn't technologically savvy, isn't on LinkedIn or Instagram or TikTok. Everyone that their own age is. And I think we learn more through, trial and error and trial and error with our peers, and our peers know how to communicate with each other. And then ultimately, when this program's finished, we're all going to be peers in the community. And then that creates a far greater connection and community engagement. Obviously, the success and how I got into this is through the albatross nippers. And the biggest thing that I've noticed with that program is that the enormous success is in the volunteer young people, or the volunteer young nippers that come to the program that make that program possible. Those young people have gone on to study physio and nursing and had never been, I guess, exposed to difference or disability.
Inclusive education designer and creator of a new course at Griffith Uni, Nick Marshall, ABC Gold Coast Brekkie. Nick, what about the stigma outside of this learning and this teaching and this inspiration? What needs to be done to try and bring down some of those barriers to make it easier for these young adults trying to make their way in the world?
Actually, a trip to the United States had me go to a number of theme parks. And one particular theme park, I noticed that there were some ushers and I guess people that are there to keep the line, I guess, moving, and also not to, create people getting sort of angst over where they're lost in this particular park. And a number of people who had these roles were people with an intellectual impairment. And it was incredible. I was able to talk to some of the people who worked there, and they said that, it was a fantastic work experience. Those people who previously had been unable to get a job absolutely loved being able to be in a workspace which was so exciting. So many people wanted to interact and engage with them, but also they were doing a job. They were keeping people in line. They were keeping people from being lost. They were able to, very much demonstrate where bathrooms were, help people to where the first aid was. And
how are people responding to them in that position as well?
Really positively. That was the thing that I guess I've mentioned to a number of people, is that a lot of people previously had come to these same roles and positions with a lot of anger, angry that they were lost, angry that they'd sat in a line, angry that they'd, for whatever reason, had to find somebody who worked at the park who could tell them where to go. The owners of this amusement park had sort of said was, when we put somebody on with an intellectual impairment who was very level-headed, calm, friendly, happy all the time, suddenly the anger went away, and people probably looked at their extra 10 minutes of lining up for a drink and put things into perspective, and were far more respectful and far more, engaging. And, that's a very positive outcome for the person who has the job, but also for the park itself and for the people that are interacting, to gain perspective, but also to understand that we need to treat everybody, respectfully. And they were certainly able to do that.
That's physio and creator of Include ED, Nick Marshall. One of the first students will be Elizabeth Hokard. I caught up with her and her mum Tracy about this opportunity.
There is no reason why someone with special needs shouldn't have the same opportunities that other people have in terms of their learning and increasing their life skills. And it's such an important thing to me that I can help my daughter to continue to learn, continue to grow, and to build skills that will help her in life now and will also help her in the future when I may no longer be around.
As a mum, How do you sum up your daughter? She's got a lot of things going on.
She's extremely driven, and she wants to do the same things as what she sees her brother and sister do. So she understands she has a disability, but at the same time, she sees her brother and sister go through school, through a mainstream school, go on to university, get jobs, have relationships, boyfriends, girlfriends, all that kind of thing. And this is exactly the same thing as what Elizabeth wants for herself. While ever I'm around, I'm going to try and help her achieve those things.
If Elizabeth is available, I'd love to get her on just to talk about her.
Yeah, Elizabeth, here we come.
Hello, Elizabeth. My name's Nicole. It is very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your gold medal for gymnastics at the Special Olympics World Games. Where are you keeping your medal?
In a box.
Are you going to hang it out for everybody to see?
Yes.
Can you tell me what your dreams are? What do you want to do for a job?
I want to be a gymnastics coach because I like doing all the tricks I can do, and that's it.
And how long have you been doing gymnastics for?
I was 8.
And you're 23 now, so you can do almost anything, and you're a world beater. You're the best in the world. Why do you want to be a coach?
Because I want to help children they can do and help them.
What makes a good teacher?
Patience.
Are you a patient person, Elizabeth?
Yes.
Why do you want to go to university?
Be like my brother and my sister.
And what do they do?
Nursing and medical.
Lovely talking to you.
That's right, thank you.
You're most welcome. That's Elizabeth Hokart. Before that, her mum, Tracy. And we're speaking about the Include ED program. Next month begins a 2-year trial, and one of those involved will be Elizabeth herself.
On your radio, online and on your mobile. This is ABC Gold Coast.
Did you catch this moment on Sunday night?
Well, Bren, all that's left...